Trust Board meeting to order at 4:05. Member Joe Brooks, could you say a prayer for us?
Creator, I just ask you to be with this trust board and help us to make wise decisions, Creator, for the Delaware tribe of Indians like that, Creator. Creator, I ask you to look after all of our tribal elders, whatever they may need in their life, Creator, just to help to keep them around a long time, keep teaching us the old ways like that, Creator. Creator, I ask you to look after all of our servicemen and women, wherever they might be, Creator. Just look after them in a special way and bring them back home to us, Creator. Creator, I ask you to take care of our veterans that's come home from the service, Creator, that need your help like that, Creator. Creator, I just ask you again to help us make good decisions for the Delaware tribe of Indians, Creator. In most heavenly name we pray. Amen.
Roll call.
Chairman Brooks,
Here.
Marjo Brooks,
Here.
John Sumter,
Here.
Nikki Michael, absent, Homer Scott, not here, Bonnie Jo Griffith, here, Vernon Crawford, here. We have four.
Bruce and Greg, Charles and Mary, I'd like to welcome you forward to the Trust Board meeting. Would any of y'all wish to address the Trust Board?
I'd like an opportunity to address the trust board. We'd like some clarification. The trust document established the trust board and set up rules for elections. We have 3 trust board members that are up for election this year, and that's been extended, and I don't understand the reason why. It was stated during the meeting that it was to save money, but there's going to be an election this year anyway, so it doesn't save us any money on election. In the minutes, it mentioned something about it would be unfair to cut the newly elected trust board members by a year, but there's no reason that it's the new trust board document provisions is accepted, that their term couldn't be extended by a year to make the offset for the 1 year. So I really don't understand why we're not having an election when it's specifically stated in the trust board document that we will have an election every 2 years, and that the length of the term for the trust board members is set within that. So I don't feel like the trust board can extend their own term. It could be specified in the trust board document provisions that in order to align the elections, that the first election would be extended, newly elected trust board members could be extended. But to me, it's wrong for a trust board to say that we're just not going to have an election for people because we don't want to. It's very specifically spelled out in the trust document. And I just would like some clarification on that.
I'll do my best to have you read it up. I'll start off by saying that that's what the tribal council wanted done over 2 years ago.
Well, they
When they were making an extreme effort to get rid of the trust board. Other than that, there are actually 4 members on this trust board right now. Vernon Crawford,
No.
Nikki Michael,
It's choosing 2015.
John Sumter, and myself, whose terms are not up this year.
Oh, they're not up here. Yes, they're 4 that are not up this year.
That's correct.
That's correct.
And the trust board thinks that the fair way to do it, if we're going to extend anybody's terms, is to extend the terms of all. We've got to extend terms in order to get our regular elections every 2 years.
But in order to change the elections, the new revision to the trust board document has to be approved. It hasn't been approved yet. So
That's
right now, we're
correct.
living on the old trust board
That's
document.
correct. It's also correct that the trust document that you refer to is quite explicit in how a regular election of trust board members can be forced by the initiative process.
Can be forced, but it does not specify that you can just cancel an election. The membership can force an election by getting 100 signatures. That's true.
Well, Your Honor, the only thing I can say is the trust document says that in case a regular election is not held upon an initiative petition signed by 100 or more adult voting membership,
An election can be forced.
the election, that initiative petition can force
An election.
the election board or the Bureau of Indian Affairs to conduct such election.
Correct. I agree.
We have seen no initiative petition, and as a matter of fact, we can't see one until 30 days before the election.
But the document, the trust board document itself specifies when the election is going to be held. You're going against that.
Well, in a sense, you're right.
And basically, that's what, like the South American country or some of these dictatorships, how they avoid changing over a regime is by just not having an election. And I don't think we want to operate that way.
We're having an election.
But not electing the trust board.
To see that we've got a new trust board, or new trust document that places our regular election next year.
If that document passes right now, we're
If
living
it passes, if the people so choose, they can turn around and force a regular election. We'd be bound to have it.
True. Okay, that's just a personal opinion as a Delaware member in good standing, I assume.
Well, I think that it's a personal opinion of everybody sitting up here that, no, I was going to say except one. That's a better way to do it.
That you're to go against the trust board document is what you're saying.
We're going against the trust board document that we're trying to get rid of. Yes,
That's the trust board document we're living under.
that's correct.
So you're
Until
going,
it's changed.
you're going against,
What is your remedy? Our ultimate goal here
is to get
is,
elected.
let me finish, okay, let me finish. Our ultimate goal here is to get our elections to coincide with the tribal council, hence the saving of money. In order to do that, we're going to have to extend this time or next time. Either way.
Agreed.
But our ultimate goal is to get this new trust document established where the people want it, which spells out the new regulations for the elections,
Right.
which there are some tweaks in there. But whether we extend this time, or you force us this time, or we go ahead and get the document passed, or defeated, whatever the case may be, and wait till next year. But either way, if we have an election this year, we're still not going to be coinciding with the tribal council next year. That's going to force us to have 2 elections in a row.
No, the trust board document could specify the new terms for the election. That could be written into the trust board document so that the people were approving it, not the trust board just saying, we're not going to call an election this year.
We're trying to get it approved. That's what we're saying. This is
I agree.
what we're trying to establish.
I agree, and I'm behind you 100% on that.
Yeah.
It's just that I don't think, right now you're living under the old trust board
This is
document.
true, but I'm...
It's specified.
We was very trying to make it fair for all the trust board members, by
So-
extending everybody.
That could be done with the newly elected trust board, as part of the new trust board document, that if it is approved. Right now, it's not approved.
Chairman Brooks, can I be recognized? Yes. Judge Randall, with all due respect, you as a tribal judge, I think you're putting yourself in a position
Joe?
where you would have to recuse yourself
I will.
to even hear such a thing in tribal court.
I probably will.
You know, it's all right to have your own opinion.
I am.
As far as addressing the trust board and the tribal council, I think you're putting yourself in a bad position.
You stated that before, and I agree with you. I will recuse myself. If it comes to the court, I have no problem. But as a trust board member, I was a Delaware member, I feel I have a right to an opinion. And I will not, under any kind of circumstances, whether I'm in favor of something or not, when I'm on that court, I'm going to base it on the codes, the Constitution, and the rules, not my opinion.
Well, I do agree with our chairman. It's spelled out very clearly in the trust document how you enforce an election.
How you force one.
He is not. The petition couldn't even be started for 30 days before the election because it says in the trust document that such election will be called for no less than 30 days before such election. If he doesn't call for 30 days, then a petition can be started to force an election, but not before then.
But I still think it's wrong for the trust board to go against the trust board document.
I think a lot of things that a lot of people have done in this tribe is wrong, but we're merely doing what we think is fair.
If I may ask, what's your solution?
My solution is to include it in the trust board provisions that the terms are going to begin at a certain time, with extending all of the newly elected as well as the existing trust board to another year in order to coincide the trust board election with the council election. That doesn't cause any additional elections. You're going to have an election this year anyway to try to pass the trust board document, the revisions. I think the revisions have a lot better chance of passing if they're looked at fairly. And I don't think these will be looked at fairly if you're automatically going to extend your own terms without including that in the trust board revision. Now, the trust board revision could specify that the newly elected are going to go 4 years. The ones that are coming up, well, each one would be extended another year. Right. But that would be the trust board. That would be the people making that decision, not the trust board going against the trust board document. I'd like to see a resolution change. I mean, you're still affecting the same thing. It's just that you're not going against what you've already supposed to be living by.
Yeah, well, we was looking at, which I firmly believe in, is one important thing at a time.
Yeah.
Well, you know, because if we got election change the officers and the ones that's already worked on the document and the changes, you know, that's throwing that out the window and that knowledge. If they lose. If they win, it's fine. But there's pros and cons to both sides here.
Yeah.
You know, so, but your solution to include it in, you know, that makes sense also.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not putting it down, don't get me wrong.
I just think that that's the people decide, not the trust board decide. And you're living for the people themselves.
May I?
But
Okay, Charlie, I totally respect your opinions, and I think that at the town meetings, you know,
I think-
that may come out.
I think that
You know,
will come out.
and if we see a call for that, that may alter. I mean, those are going to be in July. You know, they start a week from Saturday.
But you need to be looking at the people that are going to be running.
Well,
so that they can
but you don't,
get that
you
much
can't.
done.
I think the town meeting will support the wish
Well,
of the
that's what we're going to find out. And if this board hears from enough people who disagree, then there's nothing about changing that again. I mean, so I don't think it's something cast in stone. It's a decision this board made.
And it may not change the people. I mean, I'm sure you all are going to probably run again. And there may not be anyone else even run.
Right.
So it may not change that. It's just the principle.
Right. Yeah.
That was my comments. I'm sorry.
Thank you,
sir.
Do other guests have a comment?
I'd like to note that Homer and Vicki are both not present.
Approval of the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
All in favor? Minutes.
There's a couple of, like Jim O'Hammond. That's not his last name, is it? Back at this is the second page, back at the first page, open presentation, Chair Jeff Brooks.
Yeah, it's actually James. And James, give him only this.
Can you hear me, Bruce?
Yeah.
I don't want to.
His
name's Jim Hammond. They just call him Jim Bo.
That people call him Jim. His name's Jim Hammond.
That's what I heard you say.
That was clearly on the tape that way.
And on the back page, coincide, it's coincide. C-O-I-N-C-I-D. This is ID.
My name is spelled, that's what he said. Yeah, my name is M-E-K-Y. No at. Public schools, first spelling.
Well, you've got it on the guest list on the very front, correct? But then when you've got her name down through here, you've got it incorrect.
And the correct spelling was I couldn't get rid of it.
C-O-I-N-C-I-D-E.
John, you're getting the minutes by email again, aren't you?
Well, when I get in the house for sure, I got it, yeah. I will be able to, yes,
Before the next meeting.
before the
So,
next meeting.
so on the Homer, you're not able to get
I have enough that I can get rid of it. It was probably because I couldn't find it where I wrote it in the minutes, so I thought about it. And I got fixed. Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve the minutes with corrections.
Do I hear a second? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? All in favor, none opposed. Treasurer's report.
Okay, everybody's got a copy of it. We did, our balance declined this month. I was going to get a minute to talk to Jean to find out, but I have not had time to do that today. Okay, yeah, if you can, if If you could get her, that'd be great. Maybe she can explain to us because we lost about $10,000. Yeah. So it's probably from the,
It's our market value.
I'd like to hear that from Jean though.
I think that's what Gene said to me, actually, probably the market went down.
And we're still up on the good end.
We are. Let's just get things in my hand.
Jump, jump. I got 10 grand when I re-enlisted, didn't know how to act.
Hi, Jean. Just had a question on the balance on the financials.
Okay.
That it's 10,000 less than what it was. Is that from the market?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
It is
that's
from
what I just wanted to.
We've got some real fluctuations now in the market, and either accrued interest is paid in or the mutual funds have gone up.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Sorry, I
No,
interrupted.
no problem
The
at all.
market has gained back in the last 2 weeks, has it not?
It has come back pretty strong,
That's what I thought.
and it dropped quite
So
a
we
bit.
might
for
see
while.
a, the increase back next month.
Hopefully.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the report. Can I do that, Mr. President?
Sure.
I'll make a motion to approve the financial documents pending audit. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Unanimous. Committee reports. Economic development, which is basically inactive, but no report. Community services, Berna.
I don't have my report with me. I had it written up, and it's probably where the rest of the papers I was looking for is. I apologize. I will try to do that and get it emailed in.
I was going to say we only had, what, one?
Yeah, I think we just have one or two.
No, that was for education.
That was education.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
community services,
Okay.
They're real good.
Okay.
And I apologize. I've been
It's education, I guess we just have.
trying to get things ready for the town hall meetings and then being gone for a week. And I fell down on the job.
I would say we helped approximately about 10 people, remember.
Yeah, I believe that's right.
The Culture Preservation Committee continues to meet every month. Essentially, at our last meeting, we didn't really have any substantial business. About the only thing we've got to announce is it's about 2 months till Delaware Days. So
Do you know the
Well-
dates on that yet?
the committee hasn't set them yet,
Okay.
but it's usually the 3rd weekend in September.
Should be 27 and 28. No, 20, oh.
I was trying to say, I don't know if there was a, I thought
That's
there was
the
a
last
date.
weekend of the month.
Huh?
It's the last weekend of the month, the first.
27th and 28th of September.
Okay, 27, 28.
Our agenda says education, Berna Crawford, but Nikki Michael at our meeting was appointed to that position. Do you have any report, Nikki?
Yeah, we had one applicant that we approved academic achievement for, and then we worked on codifying our application process, looking at how we might make it easier for students to be able to apply. And then we're also thinking about how we can bring other resources and align other resources to help our students. Our next meeting is the 9th. At
week from today.
Is that 1 o'clock?
And I will let you know.
Vernon, do you want to hold off on having the community services, or just go ahead and do it?
I would hate to wait 2 months if someone's needing help.
Well, it would just be putting back a week if we did that.
Oh,
That part, that's a committee, if they would hold community services for a week.
I would move we go ahead and hold it.
That's fine, I think that's what we do. All right.
So they'll both be on the 8th.
Yes.
We can do that.
I've got a question to ask the treasurer, if she'll get some clarification on it, even though we already passed on the financials.
Okay.
On economic development, there's 2 expenses there that I'd like to know what they're for. I know what the $5,000 for, I know what the $58,500 for, but there's $89.53 charged to economic development for postage. There's $48.26 charged for printing and photocopy. I'd like to know what it is, because we've had no committee meeting, we've had no approval of any expenses. So I'd like to know what's got charged to economic development without the authorization of the trust board, but I've had no meeting.
Okay, you
And if
need
they
to know
were-
on the 8953,
89.53
4826.
and 48.26.
You'll look, does the same amounts have been charged to each committee? So,
But I don't know what it is.
I
And
agree.
why? Yeah. Why is each committee getting charged that?
Okay.
But I'm the chairman of economic development, that's why I'm bringing it
Um,
on economic development.
might-
Whatever committee are we asking the same question?
If y'all remember, we retained that attorney to come and talk to us that day, and we agreed to spread the cost of it across all committees. I'm not sure
But
that's
why
what
would that go under printing and postage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that should be under contractual expense, not bringing the postage.
Jim, we got another question.
Okay. I'm not sure I can answer the details.
There's an 8953 charge to each committee for postage, and there's a 4826 charge to each one for printing and photocopying. Can you tell us what that is?
I would think that that's when they buy the postage for the postage meter, that it's allocated across everybody that uses the postage meter.
Okay.
I don't know that economic development's used the postage meter for anything.
Well, we still use those percentages to make sure everything goes across as it should. It's not specific to
That
each
means though
program.
economic development.
Look and give you a firm answer on what that actually is. And it would be very, very helpful if y'all would have meeting with me before you need to look at the underlying.
I'm the treasurer now, so I'll try to, I can't next month, but I will, after next month, I'll try to start meeting with you
I
maybe.
issue these on the 15th of the month,
Okay,
so you have 2 to 3 weeks
all right,
to look at it. I'm
okay.
trying to pull that
So
up.
I seen it the other day.
I can meet with you before I leave and go over things with you, even though I won't be here at the meeting, and then pass any information on to
That would be
Chairman
great.
Brooks.
And I'll go look those up and see if I can.
Okay,
see what they
thank you.
are.
All right.
I just want to say once again, land management doesn't have a committee meeting anymore. Economic development doesn't have a committee meeting. The more expenses can be can't just start holding stuff out of every committees.
Well, you're not saying though that this trust board can't prorate an expense across
No, I know.
all committees.
But I'm saying that
So
we
you-
voted on by the trust board. That's why I want clarification on what the 8950, you know. Economic development doesn't have any postage. We've not bid anything.
Right, but I know if you have a postage meter, you have to buy a lump sum.
Yeah.
And
I
then
agree.
it's just, I know at the office, when before I retired, they would allocate it to every group, even though marketing, we used most of it for accounting, but everybody paid a piece of it.
Meter is mainly been used on tribal stuff. Not anything to do with the trust board.
I'm sure there's been things.
That, yeah, the 8953 or whatever, when you multiply it by the total committees, may not be the total of what they purchased. I don't know that, but it is a possibility.
Land management is also unrepresented by the chairperson at this time. Did we?
Yes,
The land management service.
it has been. Yes, it was, look in the last minute.
Thanks.
I
Thought
made the
you said
motion.
thank you.
I made the motion.
Well, the same thing there again. The tribe's taking care of all land management.
Right.
As you can see, land management doesn't have any money. Because it's all been used for cemetery. Cleanup, renovation.
John, did you have anything on reinvestment?
No comment, no report.
But once again, the land management money spent by our tribal businessmen is not authorized by this trust. I'm sure we would have authorized it, but you can't just go spending trust board money without their permit.
Nobody disagreed with that, did they?
I'm just sitting here trying to remember, because at the last meeting we had, when that was brought up, Curtis was pitching.
Did you say that the land management? was going to do it?
Said go ahead and do it, but there was no mention as to how much was being spent. But they said get it presentable and go forward with it, and it left it open-ended. Now, I gotta admit
The
that.
committee can't approve anything over $5,000 and they spent more than that.
Well, over
Trust board
500,
had
yeah.
Over 500.
Yeah. Well, I just do know that he did get the go-ahead to go forward with that project, and the main one was the Leno Cemetery, I think, what ate the majority of the money.
But when he seen it was going to be over $500, he should have brought it to the trust board. I've got to get this approved before I can spend it.
Yeah.
He knows what.
Now, I'll agree with that, but I got to admit too, it was left open-ended. So there was two wrongs with each one.
Yeah.
Was responsible for one.
Well, actually, he brought it to the, he talked about it with the.
Well, yeah, with her.
For land
He gave us kind of.
And he also talked about it with the culture preservation. So, in effect, D.A. Ketchum and myself were not up to snuff in bringing to the trust board.
$5,000 or $6,000 without the approval was on the trust board.
I didn't know that was how much was spent, that's for sure. Is that,
Look at the balance on land management, you'll see.
What is the balance, $900 and some dollars? I don't know about that.
I'll look at it before I go.
No, it was left open ended, but no, this is wrong.
That is that indirect cost?
Travel operations.
No, we, everything takes care of all.
Unfinished business.
On the town meetings, I have a few questions. I talked to Judy about the meals. We're going to have stew and fried bread and fruit. She talked about cobbler, but when she priced it, the fruit was cheaper than the cobbler, so I told her, let's go with the fresh fruit. So she's going to do that and get the paper goods and things for that. What time do we want to eat in each location? Because they're going to cook it here and bring it over.
Give us an hour to get things introduced, let them know a little bit about what's going on.
Okay. So at each location, do we want to eat at noon and then we can reconvene to answer questions and things?
Make our
And
presentation.
probably not that long. But just when everybody finishes, I mean, I think we set a time, give you guys a smoke break and lunch and, okay. So I just needed to tell them, and we're going to have them transport it over and serve. Is that true?
That was really
Okay. Chelsea, a week from Saturday on the 13th.
Second, there's no one.
Yes. 20th and 22nd, yeah.
They're already living.
Yeah, Boise.
Boys and Girls Club in Chelsea, the librarian, no water, and right here for Bugsville.
We have an agenda, or we open?
Yeah, we need to discuss that and probably get all the work out the details. Would everybody have to meet tomorrow after the meeting? Wednesday?
Wednesday afternoon.
Remember that they do some holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Okay.
Wednesday at
Can
1.
we do it in the morning?
Sure.
I'd rather do it in the morning. I kind of make ice creams.
10 o'clock.
I'm transported. What time? 10 o'clock a.m.?
Well, I've heard 1 o'clock and 10 o'clock. What's the wishes of this board?
I would rather do 10.
I'd rather do one.
Okay. How many for 10?
We're here anyhow for lunch.
How about 11 and then?
11.
That work?
11 or what?
All right, just
We can do one and get the
We'll go a third of the way between 11 and 1.
We're not working on the document, so it shouldn't take long. It's just kind of
Fat
getting,
dog won't hunt.
just
Gonna
getting
eat, you
right.
wanna sleep.
Now, we need to clarify what documents we want to have copied and presented.
Okay. So we just want to do it at 1, Larry, Joe? Okay, 11 o'clock.
11, great.
11 a.m.
Oh, we're sure.
Yes, John, we're sure.
11 o'clock.
I make a motion, we hold a workshop at 11 a.m., July 3rd, downstairs.
Bruce, is the meeting room open on Wednesday at 1?
You're having it
1 or 11?
At 11?
We don't know.
At 11.
Let me go double check and confirm, but it should be.
Okay.
Thank you.
If it's open, I'll reserve it for you.
I have faith in you, just make it happen.
Give us our time.
Or just tell us where.
I'd like, Chairman Brooks, for you to recognize Jean again.
Jane.
While you're waiting on that answer, I'll give you mine. If Gina had been asked that question, she would have been able to tell you immediately, but that's the Delaware Indian newspaper is spread. We're no no one program carries more cost than anyone else, so it's allocated postage and the printing, this particular printer who does our printing for that now.
Does any of it hit the tribe, or is it all trust board
Oh,
costs?
no, it's all across
They-
the board.
All across the board,
All
okay.
across the board.
Okay.
Well, actually, though, they're doing that, at least this is what Gina has told me. They're doing that by a formula which they use for 8 or 9 years, which I don't, but the trust board gets something like 7 parts of it, and the tribes get 13 parts of it, and DEAs or whoever's getting another few parts of it.
What portion of the newspaper is the total trust board pay?
I do not know the answer to that.
We'll have to look it up. They've got a set formula that they were using it when you were the chief.
I'd just like to know how much of it's
Okay. Maybe Jean, before the next meeting, can.
Yeah. We'll do that. I wasn't
Just
aware
find
that
that
she
out.
had a formula that old. So I learned something the other day. If we need to revisit that.
We're not paying the major portion. Well, and,
No, you pay a very small portion.
right, and I think if the new trust document passes, those committees that have no business to conduct are going to get rolled into others anyway, so it's.
We've got 2 new committees coming.
Right. But they will benefit by the Delaware News. So we all do. I think it will all
That's all.
level out.
I will look forward to visiting with you when you're ready.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thanks, Jean.
Bruce?
Yeah, July 7th at 2 o'clock.
What?
July 3rd at 11 o'clock, we got it.
July 3rd, 11 o'clock, downstairs in the meeting room?
Yes.
Okay.
Shall we bring our fireworks?
Yeah, we're having a cookout for lunch on the 3rd here.
Now, we are having a cookout for lunch.
Bring your fireworks. Bottle rocket fights.
Because I'm going to be up here right at noon, so.
I think they're cooking out hamburgers or something.
Yeah.
Because they're- I'll second that. Okay, let's move along.
Is there further,
Charlie's got his hand.
Charles?
Kind of off the point, but I'd like to let everyone know that we're giving a birthday party for Bonnie
That's-
Wednesday during the cookout, and we'd really appreciate it if we had the participation of the
And we're
trust board
trying
and
to,
council.
trying to do it as a surprise for her.
So we'd love to have everyone
Don't
show
go
up.
knock on her door. She'll be 90 on Saturday.
So lunchtime, they're going to do a cookout.
They're doing a
We're doing a
cookout,
cookout.
and we're just,
And they're going to have.
we're gonna have
A
cake.
party for Bonnie at lunch.
We're going to have
So
a
we wanna
Hawaiian
make
type
sure we're
deal,
ready
surprise party for it.
In time.
Well, I
We don't
can
make
be
it.
very surprised. See my favorite.
She's everybody's favorite.
And everybody can be here Wednesday. Can- Another question that just popped into my mind, is everybody going to be able to make all 3 of these Saturday town meetings? Good.
Yeah. Maybe don't do the signal count.
I think we need to get Greg something for the website on these town meetings by Wednesday.
Ideally, yeah, I'll post it whenever you guys are ready with something.
Get them announced, yeah, they was announced.
Greg, if you want to,
Yeah, they're in the paper.
Greg, probably if you want to pull the dates and times out of the article
Right, I've got those.
and post them as
I posted them already as events.
okay.
So, but if you want a news item that explains why people should come, what you can talk about, and stuff like that, that would be the text I need.
I actually might be in Anadarko on the 27th in the morning.
New business.
I will be absent the next regular meeting on August 5th, and I will take an unexcused because I will be on a cruise ship in Alaska. For August 5th. And I probably won't be thinking about the drugstore board at that moment. So,
Because I'm sure a lot of side of bakeries.
we're just going to slide it.
Do I hear additional new business?
Yes. I brought, from NCAI, I brought back information on the veterans. Part of it, I made you a copy of a flyer, and I've got a 6-minute DVD. This is addressing the education center at the wall. What they're talking about doing is having a building there next to the wall. I believe they're planning on putting an Indian statue at the door. But what they're doing here is trying to get photos, stories of each of the veterans so that somebody can walk up and push a button and hear the family story on this person. They, as long as they've got, they'll have photographs that they took while they were in service, of the more recent ones, but if family could send some that they would like posted. But this is something they're working on, and they're working for, looking for donations to help enhance it. But I do have a 6-minute video, and I hope I know where it's at. I left it out in the office. I'll run down and get it and be able to show it before the council meeting. Because apparently everybody's not here.
Speaking of the Veterans Committee, we had one resolution presented to the Veterans Committee. What did the Chairman of the
Right.
Veterans Committee think of that resolution?
He took it, he said that
Can we ask what the resolution was?
About the mileage.
Oh, okay.
the resolution was paying the federal rate for mileage for the veterans.
Okay.
And what he told me is that they're working on it. That is set in a law that it pays that amount. And they keep trying every congressional period to get something in there to change it. And so, but they are working on it at that level. He took the,
But there hadn't been a resolution at NCAI on it.
but he took it, he's going to rework it, and we'll get back with us, he said probably in August. Chet sent me the list of other concerns, he's going to get back with us. We'll contact him to get the feedback.
So you're working with us on drafting another resolution?
Yes, very much so. And there were several presentations, and when I can sit down and I videotape each of Veterans Committee meetings. And when I can slow down long enough, I will get those so the committee can see that. And then I'm thinking probably in August, if I could meet with the Veterans Committee and be able to show them what I brought back and the information in the videos, I think you'll gain a lot from that. But there's a lot going on. They're looking at and trying, in fact, they're working on some of it now, but getting assistance to the veterans caregivers. Because, especially those pre-Vietnam, but everybody, but a lot of the older veterans that from World War II and other conflicts in that area are not receiving the support they need. So it's something that I think you'll all be interested in, and I'll get the details to you.
Have we ever followed up on veterans? Have we ever followed up on enforcement department all why our Delaware veterans were not on that flag out there?
No,
I think that was families, you paid so much to have the names put there. That just wasn't enough. We're going to put these names up. I think you had to pay a certain amount.
Why didn't they tell us the amount then?
It was in the paper when it was going on, Joe. I saw it. I remember when it
But
was.
we submitted a list of names to them.
Okay.
So if there
charge, they should have let us
Okay.
know. It's
Now that I
it's
don't
been
know.
our name off
Right,
it.
yeah.
Are you talking about the wall?
No, at the Washington Park Mall, they got a plaque up there,
Oh, okay,
all
okay.
veterans from Washington County, or a lot of them. But apparently you had to pay to get your name up there.
Yeah.
Well, I think probably the tribe would have paid for the Delaware veterans to put our name on there. But we wasn't let know that we had to.
Okay.
We sent a list of every veteran in the Delaware tribe that signed the deal.
And
That
they,
we'd like to be included on their memorial deal out there at the falls. And they ignored it. Kind of like the Native American veterans on the national list.
Speaking of veterans, I just wanted to thank John and the veterans for helping me throw together, especially the staff, Bruce particularly, for helping me put together National Indian Child Welfare Association support prayer service for the Brown family. And Dustin, we presented him with an eagle feather. For those of you that are not aware of this family, they have been through now 2 years of a custody struggle through the Indian Child Welfare Act. It's a very difficult one that's made us all the way up to the Supreme Court. And that family is in our area. So when I saw the call for a prayer service, I felt the strong need to have a prayer service here. And it felt better than if it had been over at the Cherokees, because nobody called the press on us. We had nobody, knocking down our doors, so nobody knew that we were the ones doing that. And I think the family, I presented shawls to each of the ladies, and I think it really helped them, because right now it's being remanded back down to the state.
South Carolina's Supreme Court.
Right, and they could very well terminate his rights. So we could be looking at a very slow progression of NICWA, or Indian Child Welfare Act, being kind of narrowed. But anyways, I want to say thank you so much.
Another treaty, the United States Supreme Court ruled against making another treaty.
Yes.
Right. And there was a prayer vigil held at NCAI earlier for that.
Yeah, it went all throughout the world. Everybody throughout the world was praying. So we made sure ours was at the same time that NICWA was, so that, because they never get to see that. Nobody, even the Cherokee council members that came to it, they had never met the family either. So it was kind of a nice little, and Shed did our prayer. Did a really good prayer. Really appreciate that.
do I hear additional new or other business?
The elder committee met today after lunch and voted in new officers, one of which wasn't Homer. Mary Waters is the new chairman of the elder committee. I'm the vice chair. Jan Brown is the treasurer, and Mary Randall is the secretary.
Put her to work.
But she's in a non-voting, so she's not Delaware. We elected her as a non-voting because she takes such good minutes. She has good input. So
And we're all Delaware.
that's right. And she's married to Charlie, so you don't get much more Delaware than that. So nothing was decided. The Delaware War Mothers Friday will be honoring all the veterans at lunch. So we would like to invite all of you who are veterans to come for lunch Friday. We want you to come Wednesday for the cookout and enjoy Lonnie Paxton's 90th with us, and then come back Friday for the Veterans Celebration with the Delaware War Mothers. And we'll have, they're fixing, I think, Indian tacos Friday for lunch. So we would hope all the veterans bring your friends that are veterans and come to lunch on Friday.
Any further new or other business? If not, can we hear a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion.